Today I fucked up by coming to my parents' house a few hours before I told I would have arrived. 20 work in IT in a different town from where I grew up, so I don't get to see my family that often, usually a few weekends a month or during festivity like Christmas or Easter. So I told my parents and my sister, 17, that I would be coming back home today, Sunday, at around 17 because I had to go to lunch with a few friends. At the last minute they all ditched the idea because a few of them were still recovering from the night before where they basically spent the whole evening drinking and puking. I figured out it wouldn't be a problem if I got home earlier than announced, so I had a quick lunch and then I started driving. That was my fuck up number 1. I did not tell anyone I would be coming home earlier. I arrived at the house at around 15 and I noticed my parents were away since there was only my mum's car in the driveway, so I thought they all went to lunch together since I would have arrived later. Without even thinking to ring the doorbell, I just opened the door with my keys since I was sure they were all away. That is fuck up number 2. I didn't call for anyone because I was then sure there was no one at home since usually my parents sit in the living room, which is in the same room as the door. For context, before leaving I shared my room with my sister. When I went away she took the whole room to herself, but I still kept some stuff there. So I went upstairs to my room and noticed the door of my room was closed, but didn't think much about it, so I just completely opened it. That was fuck up number 3. There in her room was my sister, legs spread open, with her private parts directly pointing at the door, enjoying a very much private masturbating session, watching some porn with earphones. That's why she did not hear me nor I heard anything, using what appeared to be a 25 cm dildo with a second smaller dildo up her ass. I was like a deer in the headlights, still elaborating what was just happening. Then she noticed my presence and she was both pissed and embarrassed. I quickly left the room, she dressed up and we talked a little bit. I told her it was totally fine what she was doing and I wouldn't have told anything to my parents, which they were still away, they usually stay away a lot for lunch or dinner, and that I was extremely sorry not to knock at her door before entering. My parents then got home and none of us said anything, although we are both extremely embarrassed for what happened. And #X200B. Too long did not read. Come to my parents' home before I said I would have come. I thought they were all away for lunch and went inside the house to my room without knocking on any door. In my room, which I shared with my sister, I found her masturbating and basically saw everything. The ending reads like you ran out of time and had to get to the point. You observed too much to have not been staring intently. I don't buy this story. Yeah, I've seen this one too. I left quickly. But not before studying the scene so acutely that I got the dildo lengths to within 1 cm tolerance. Sorry, it wasn't your stepsister or stepmom. It would have been your lucky day. Today I fucked up by peeing off the side of a mountain. So I, 32M, and my girlfriend, 33F, were out enjoying our annual anniversary vacation. This year we had decided to do some hiking through Appalachia and had ended up in Red River Gorge, KY. The scenery is amazing, the weather was great. I figured I wasn't going to get a better opportunity to pop the question. Well, any gentleman knows better than to get down on one knee in the middle of the trail. You wait until you're at the highest peak. Unfortunately, nature called long before we got to that point. Now, every guy knows that the higher the ledge you pee off of, the more authority you have. So I found a pleasant little overlook, did my business and carried on with my proposal in mind. Along the way we passed a few other hikers, said our greeting and kept moving towards the top. Once we had reached the summit of this particular rock, she sat down and I tried to mentally prepare myself to get things just right. So once I'd gotten myself psyched up, I put my hand into my pocket and palmed the ring, knelt down in front of her, and she said, "I see your wiener." Turns I had forgotten to zip myself back up and the little flippy flaps of my boxer shorts failed to do their job. So there I am on one knee, trying to make this a memorable moment, and failing successfully. After flopping through the proposal, we stopped and realized that I may have flashed a few innocent hikers as well. Too long did not read. I went to pee off the side of a mountain, forgot to zip up, and props to my girlfriend with my dick out. She said yes. Maybe use the short version when you tell the in-laws? Was totally expecting you to say you'd peed on the hikers below. Congrats. Congrats on getting engaged. You really did make it memorable. Did you take engagement photos? Could be worse. I peed off the cliffs of Maher and ended up taking a shower. Today I fucked up by making a sandwich. Not today, but yesterday, Friday, May 5th. I am 22. messed up by making a nice sandwich for myself. I always cook nicer meals on Fridays as a sort of reward for making it through the workweek. This time I decided to make croque monsieur, a French sandwich baked with cheese and cream sauce. I was proud of this sandwich and showed it to my friend, F20, who is Hispanic. She got quite offended and said I was disrespecting her culture by making it on May 5, and that I should have known better. She has been ghosting me ever since, and I looked it up so I know it's a holiday about fighting France. I guess that makes sense, she could be offended, but it is just a sandwich. I certainly wouldn't be offended by British food on July 4. Not sure how to get her to let this go, as I feel like she is taking it much more seriously than it should be, which only made her more angry, and now her other friends are mad at me too. I know I should apologize, but she isn't even willing to hear it. Who knew a sandwich could cause such a problem? Too long did not read. Today I fucked up by making a French sandwich and showing it to my Hispanic friend on Cinco de Mayo. Just never bring it up again. That's stupid shit. Ghost her for her reaction. I'm sorry, but if she's mad about a sandwich, then maybe you should let that friendship go. Stay ghosted and consider it a win. How was the sandwich? As a Mexican, I'm offended by not getting an invite to eat a French sandwich on 5 de Mayo. She's clearly calls herself a Latinx Latina. I just stopped talking to her.